Hello world, and hello Blackcoin community. This is David Zimbeck, and I'm going to do a brief video on what's been going on with beta testing and BitHalo. First, you can see the GUI and the BitHalo client, and I'll just walk you through a few things and how it all works and show you guys that everything's actually working. So, okay, first you go up to, for example, you have your new wallet, and you'll see that I have all of these transactions displayed, and it may seem a little complicated, but I'm going to walk you through each different step that you would do. So let's first go to the top, and you'll see new, and you'd start a new wallet. And at this point, you have a couple options. Each wallet has two keys. So if it's like having two keys to your house, two keys to your car, and the beauty of this is it allows you to create joint accounts. It allows you to keep your account incredibly secure. So if you stored one key on your computer, you could store another key on a different computer as well. So you could set them up with business . Whatever. So if you want any more information on these types of technical things, it's probably best to just read my documentation so that I can make this a snappy video and get back to work. So, okay, so you go to File, New, and here I'm just going to make one key. So I'll just store it here on the desktop. And now what they're going to do is they're going to ask me for a second key, and I'm going to actually cancel this. And the reason I'm doing that is to show you what I would do is if I was going to set up a joint account with somebody else. So now I'm going to start another key. Like, let's assume that the other person started a key. So they'll start the key, they'll save it under a different name. They can't be the same name. And, they'll also cancel the second step. Now, if you go here, you'll see this is what a share file looks like. This is safe to share with the counterparty. It won't reveal your private keys. It won't reveal your password, to your wallet or anything. So that's what you would send them. You'd send that to them in the email. And then you'd open up your private key. And you would open up the one that they send you, which is a share. See the shared file here. And I'm going to open up the share file. So you'll see there that it's going to open up a new wallet and see the address generated at the top. Okay, so you see that our new account has been generated. I'll show you how you can create a joint account. So what you do is first you open your private key. And then you open the private key that has been sent to you, the share file, what they've sent you in the mail or whatever, and you pair them. So if you go to File, Open, you open the private file, and then you open the share file, and it'll store their keys inside of yours automatically. And then that way you can just open up one key to run your account. And any purchases that you decide to make, both parties would actually have to agree to make those purchases. So it's kind of a useful feature. Here I'm going to open up the file and I'll show you kind of your private key, and it's okay, I'm deleting this wallet anyway. So now I'm going to show you how to encrypt a key file. If you go to File and then you go to Encrypt, you can encrypt each key individually. So here we can put a different password. Maybe we want dog for one and cat for the other. I hope that you guys have slightly better passwords than that, but you get the idea. It's extra secure. And also, you don't have to protect both keys. You could just protect one. If they get a hold of the other one, they can't do anything. They can't spend from your wallet. They need both keys to spend from your wallet. What you'll see here too is I have a full description of all the features. Might be a little bit wordy, but for now I figure there's so much that you can do with smart contracts that I can't possibly fit it into one piece of documentation. It's going to be something that people will have to write entire books on how tactics on how you would negotiate some of these contracts. But don't worry, for the regular consumer or somebody just entering into this, or for your mom and dad, or for people who aren't totally familiar with this, there will be other versions of this interface that will be a lot simpler for them to understand and use. So just understand that this is just the beginning of the doors that's going to open up. So as you'll see here, there is a couple buttons. There's watch introduction video and hide tip boxes. The tip boxes are basically just those long descriptions of what the program can do and stuff like that. And like I said, it's good for first timers if you really have the time to read it. I give you the option to hide it because maybe you don't want to read it, you think it's annoying or whatever. Also to the Blackcoin people, because this is going to be Black Halo, if you guys want to, give me a new GUI to work with, or different kinds of skins or GUIs, I'm very open to the idea of looking at what you can do. Alright, so now I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a tour of some of the other tabs and features. You'll see here we have the Market tab, and under here this is just beta. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of features. A quick description of what NightTrader basically is it's a system built on top of BitMessage for communicating between all of the clients. So you could run a decentralized server, you might be able to trade special kinds of contracts. Everything is totally anonymous. It's just like Bitcoin except for email. When your computer sends a message, it does a little bit of work, so it's like proof of work, but only when you send messages. And in exchange for that work, it's a free service, and it's something that I think a lot of people have underestimated, and you can do a lot with it. So I have chat rooms, and the chat rooms are going to work like trading floors. And the nice thing about this is bots won't be able to manipulate the prices. They won't be able to manipulate the price of the dollar or the yen. It'll basically be like old school New York Stock Exchange, where people are bidding and asking. So you can get on chat here on Freenode. So here you are. You can get on the chat, say hello, ask for anybody. Do you want to buy a Blackcoin for $100 a coin? And nobody on, because it's not public yet. Okay, let me give you a little tour of the wallet and what it looks like. Now, if you go to history, you'll see this is not how it's going to look with the final product, but at least you can see here these string of 5s and 1s and 5s. You're probably wondering what that is, and basically it's my change system. So a quick description of how that works. Bitcoin is actually just like the US dollar. You actually have to break a Bitcoin into pieces of change if you want to do more than one transaction. So if I just wanted to do one transaction, and believe it or not, all of your wallet software that you have right now, they'll create what's called change addresses. But those really aren't that efficient, because maybe it only has 5 change addresses and you could only do 5 contracts at the same time. With the system that I've designed, you can do hundreds of contracts for multiple different sizes. You could do them for dollars, or hundreds of dollars, and they won't interfere with each other. So just like if you were going to go to the market and buy something for $20, you wouldn't give them all your ones. You'd give them a 50. They'd break that up and they'd give you your change in denomination. So this works the same way. So let's just send a transaction and prove that this thing actually does what I say it does. Alright, so we go here. I'm going to send it just to myself. I'll send myself 0.01 Bitcoin. And this is not testnet, so you can go on and you can check these transactions and see that they've gone through. And here it'll reserve the coin to be spent, and it'll show you how much is on the order. most of that comes back to you as change. So here it says 0.5, you're going to get 0.4 back as change. And it'll show you for advanced users right now, you guys will actually be able to see all this extra details, which I'll probably filter a lot of that out. So here's your receive address. You get your BitMessage address and your Bitcoin address. Allows you to copy them. Okay, so here you see your Bitcoin address and your BitMessage address. For new users, you have to understand, do not send coins to your BitMessage address. What you want to give other people if you want to receive coins from them is your Bitcoin address. I know that's kind of obvious, but maybe not everybody knows that. So your BitMessage address is for receiving contracts, and that's assuming that the person that you're sending the contract to is not blocking spam, which in that case you'd send the contract to their Bitcoin address. So the next feature that we cover is two-step send. Two-step send is if you're on a joint account and you only have one key loaded. You can still spend money with one key loaded. And the way that it works is actually pretty beautiful. You'd make the first part of your spend on your computer, and then maybe you'd confirm it on your cell phone or on a different computer. Or if you're with a partner, you know, they'll confirm it on their cell phone or on their computer. So that way you can have really fast joint accounts where you'd basically make the first part of the expense and they'd get it, and it happened just at the same speed with the security that your wallets cannot be hacked. It's not possible. You can't steal somebody's wallet because one of the keys would be on one computer and one of the keys would be on another. So unless they knew you personally, and they'd have to know where you'd store them, you could store one on a cell phone, you could store one on your computer, and basically the wallets are impossible to hack. Even with a keylogger, they could take your passwords for one of your keys and it wouldn't matter. You know, so this would keep your money very secure. So if you're sitting on 100,000 or 200,000 Bitcoins, I highly recommend using my software, because unlike cold storage, you can still spend from it. So if you look here, when we make an expense with a two-step send, notice on the left-hand side you see the denominations in the console. I'm showing you that really quick. This is something you won't see in the main version of the program, but you'll see how it splits it up into smaller pieces of change. So we confirm the change, the details, it'll all add up, and we save the signature file, which is just a SIG file, and we save that on our desktop or wherever. After you send a two-step send, you'll see here on your history that the order is unconfirmed. Now you can clear it up if you want to take those pieces of cash, you know, Bitcoin Cash, and you want to use it for something else, then you have to actually cancel the deal. But if you send that signature to the other party, it's still live. So make sure that you don't cancel an order that somebody already has, or else canceling it here won't do anything. So here in this case I'm just emailing it. Eventually I'll have it all so that you can send it to your phone or send it to your other computer. And when they get it, what they're going to do, I'll show you. We'll pretend that they received the email. And what they'll do is they'll open up that file, and they'll see the details just like a normal expense, and they'll sign it and send it. And here you can check these transaction ID numbers. They come from this video, and check my wallet history and you'll see all of these expenses. So the heart of the program is in the Offers tab, and this gives you all the full customizable features for smart contracts. However, I'm going to have templates, really just easy point and click stuff. If you were going to buy dollars, you know, it'll fill all this out for you for recommended settings, and you won't have to mess with any of the stuff in the Make an Offer tab unless you were an advanced user. For now, during the first few versions in beta, I just gotta get this out. So now I'm gonna do something you guys have not seen before. I'm gonna open up two clients side by side and perform a smart contract. I've disabled the spam for both parties, and this is automatic. So if you want to start blocking spam, you gotta click that button when you come into the client. And here you'll see the all of my inputs they populated. So I'm gonna send the contract to their bit message address, and I'm just gonna do 1/100th of a Bitcoin here. And I've decided to just make it all on me. So I'm gonna do, you know, I'm gonna be the one paying. I'm gonna also pay something called an instant refund. An important security feature is the instant refund feature, and that just makes sure that you can create any amount of future transactions and that the other party will not manipulate them or change their transaction ID number. You guys have probably heard of the famous transaction malleability. Well, this program defends against that. And really all it is protection against the person who's broadcasting the transaction. You have the option for either party can broadcast. It's elective. I could do it, you could do it. The person who always broadcasts should be paying more. So here it's going to ask me, for my password for each key, which I skipped. And now you'll see the offer pop up in the pending offers tab. So if you'll see here on the other client, they received the offer, so now both parties have it. And if we click on it, we can do a counter offer. So we can say that maybe we don't like some of the terms, we can change them around. Would also like to mention that there's going to be messaging, but in order to prevent extortion, NightTrader is basically a filtering system as well. So it's going to filter out any threatening messages. So most likely there will be forms that you can fill out. So you might be able to put a Western Union number, maybe some bank details. And I would like to also stress that most of what you agree is probably better if you agree in advance. And one really awesome way to do this protocol is to actually have an escrow where the escrow can't collude with the other party. They can't control your money, but you could randomly assign a stranger to make sure that the messages are clean. There's going to be a lot more that's going to be added to this software that will allow all kinds of different features. Smart contracts is like nothing you've ever seen before. So finally we're going to make one more offer, and this time we're going to accept it. And I'm going to run the two clients side by side so you can see what they're doing. So here you go. The two clients they're going to sign all the deals, and all the paperwork and everything that needs to be signed will get signed. And there is no way to cheat. There's no way to cheat this protocol. There's no way for either client to lie or to trick the other side, because the second you get that offer, it comes to an agreement, and that's the information that it goes by. So anything that the other party sends you to try to trap the deal just won't go through. Now you'll see here they're both broadcasting, and I'm gonna post up some blockchain info so you guys can see the escrow. So here you go. On blockchain.info we have the original transaction. Here, this is the first one to the temporary account, and if you see, there's this two inputs, and each input goes to the escrow, which is the middle account that's shared. Both parties have a key to the escrow, so there's no way to break the deal. And if you look at the escrow account, you have two inputs from different accounts and two outputs. Those outputs, one is reserved for the refund and the other is reserved for the deal. Basically, at this point, both parties have to honor the contract, and it eliminates any deception. It eliminates any theft. Theft is impossible under this protocol. So there you go. That's my video. This is only a demo video, but at least it'll give you guys an idea of what I've been working on. And on a personal note, Bitcoin is very slow, and I can't wait to have this finished. I'm developing this for Blackcoin, and it's really taught me that Bitcoin cannot expand if it's not faster. So I need to have faster transactions so that I can have fast contracts. I don't want to be waiting, half an hour for a confirmation so that my escrow goes through. In Blackcoin, escrows will go through in minutes, and we could complete hundreds of contracts. A lot of people talk about blockchain size as a problem. I don't really see that being a problem. I think that servers will be able to store tremendous amounts of information, and I also think that we'll have a solution like proof of balance or pruning, which will keep the blockchain down in size. So this video is just a demo. It's not a professional production or release, although I will be doing some of those. I'm open to answering questions when I have time, and we'll be doing another round of beta pretty soon, and hopefully that next round of beta will be with Blackcoin. So we're gonna see a lot. So we're gonna see everything be a lot faster and a lot more exciting. Also, I'll be adding a lot more features for Night Trader. The trading floors are going to give you guys a way to just start interacting really fast and start talking about contracts and strategies and what can be done and all the doors that this is going to open. So I hope you guys liked my video. Thank you very much.